All right, we're recording now. And then here I'm going to go and log into Facebook.
Man, you got it all going on over there.
No, we needed this back in the day, Donovan.
Yeah, my
Oh,
man
right.
got the
Ain't lying.
he got the Stephen A. microphone.
Right, right.
Can you do the voice though?
Well, you know what though? I do music, so I got all this stuff because
That's what's up.
That's right.
Nice.
yeah. Let's go.
Hey, before we get off the air, you got to do us a little solo.
Nights like this, I wish.
Right.
Raindrops
Hit us with a little Kenny Lattimore or something.
Here we go.
Where's the boy Salaam at?
That's
He
where he was
said
at.
he'd be on about 15.
Oh, okay.
He said he had to get Corona free or something.
Yeah, get
What
his
he said?
beard
Get him a
corona right.
couple
Yeah.
of-
Beer Corona free. That's what he said. You're right.
Grab him a couple of Coronas.
Hey, Chav, where are you from, man? You born and raised in LA, right?
Yeah, it's Inglewood.
What high school did you go to?
Inglewood High.
Inglewood. What year?
9-5.
9-5. All right. So yeah. You was there with Pierce, with Paul, right? Yeah. That's what's up. I went to Crenshaw, 97.
Yeah, I seen the pictures of you guys up there. Man.
Yeah, man.
A lot of mutual friends.
A lot of them.
I've seen the
That's why I say it's
pictures.
LA, man.
Yep.
It's crazy now. Like I think that's one of the best things about Facebook is like even though you didn't know each other growing up, when you start to see each other, like and you get associated maybe like different groups or whatever. It's like you start seeing like, damn, we know a lot of same people. Like we was really we probably played against each other at some point in time and even didn't pay attention to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, on the travel circuit, you can bump into cats on a regular basis. You know what I mean?
Right.
Any Bulls? Is that who you played with?
Yeah, Caney. Yeah, back in the day.
Did you know Adrian Anderson?
Probably. I knew a Derek Anderson.
Okay.
I don't
My
know
boy
Adrian.
Adrian Anderson played for the Caney Bulls.
All right, you
Okay.
live. We're live, fellas, in the group. So
What's up?
see if I can make sure I can hear what's going on.
Anderson?
Yeah. I can't see questions, so if people posting questions, we can't see them. So you're gonna have to tell us.
can see
You're gonna have to post. You're gonna talk about them.
Yeah, I can see him. Hear what's going on. All right.
Anderson?
Yeah. I can't see questions, so if people posting questions, we can't see them. So you're gonna have to tell us.
I can-
Who you're gonna post. You're gonna talk about them. That shit is delayed
Turn
like
that audio
hell.
off. All right. So make sure. Let's see. Comments. There we go.
So just let everybody know we ain't got no script for this. We just going off the dome. You know, rap about any and everything.
This gonna be one of the toughest ones, man, because it ain't too much to talk about. Ain't nothing going on right now.
I mean, it's some stuff to talk about, but you know, it ain't no live action right now. That's the big
no live action. That's what.
no live action.
The sports brain is on quarantine also, if you know what I mean. So we need a little while to get it ramped back up.
Yep.
The first thing I know that we can definitely talk about, and I'm sure there's been a lot, what I call homage paid and news coverage and everything, and we obviously talked about a little bit here, and then right after that, the coronavirus hit. So Kobe's death and how that impacted the sports world. I think basketball fans and around the world, and basketball fans and other sports, baseball, football, hockey, they all chimed in on that, and that was just a shocker. I tell you, when I first saw I think it showed up on my Facebook page in some weird news source, and I was like, oh, BS, get out of here.
Yeah.
And because you see this stuff about these fake news stories all the time, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, whatever. And then somebody was saying, hey man, check this out. And I came back and I was like, oh man, this is for real? And so as more news that start coming in, I was like, oh my God. So people were speculating, oh man, they had a whole plane full of this and that. And, his whole family was on the plane. And I mean, I was like, man, come on, man. So then as it turned out, it was his daughter was with him and then some other people. But I as you guys know, I'm a Bulls fan, but I'm a basketball fan too. And to me, Kobe was one of the great ones, and what he was trying to do in his post career, as far as working with girls youth teams and different things, what he's been doing in
Movies,
stuff.
his
Yeah,
movies,
so
yeah.
yeah, I was proud of him. I was like,
Winning the Oscar.
yeah, got
Pretty
turned.
amazing.
He's really dug into his family. He's like, hey, forget, I'm retired now. I'm enjoying life, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it did choke me up a little bit. I'll go ahead and let you guys take. I know you guys got something to say about that.
So first off,
Yeah.
J Mac, you might as well just go ahead and admit you're a Kobe fan.
I can see it.
Nothing wrong with him, man. Nothing wrong with him. MJ been
what?
gone a long time ago.
I mean, I like Kobe. Don't get me wrong, but I'm
I don't want to
a
hear that
Jordan
shit
fan.
now. I don't want to hear it.
Let's keep it real. I'm a
Jordan.
Jordan fan. I like
Real.
Kobe. I like Kobe. I like a lot of the greats, Barkley, and yeah, you can go down a list. But as far as my favorite, it's gonna be MJ. That's just how it is. But Kobe was a bad boy, man. I mean, Kobe did his thing.
Yeah.
And you can't.
I step on that one.
Take that away from him. Go ahead.
I used to sneak into the Forum, back in the day when the Lakers played.
He used to sneak in, huh?
I used to sneak in, and I used to jump the gate over at Kelso Elementary. Hey, pick up boxes like I was working with KCAL Channel 9, go sit in the bathroom for 2 hours, go watch the pregame. So I got a chance to see Kobe and Shaq, like, in their infancy.
When they first started.
The way Kobe took over LA, the way he was an adopted son. And we adopted Kobe because Kobe, like, he basically symbolized everything about the city itself. The city of champions is what Inglewood is known for. That's what they call Inglewood, the city of champions. Kobe embodied that, you know what I mean? Kobe was very aggressive. He was assertive. He was powerful. When you think about everything that Kobe did, I don't think Mike, even if you look at Mike didn't impact people the same way Kobe did. Like, they both were great basketball players. And I think that's where Kobe evened it out to me. Because everybody say, oh, Mike was better than Kobe. He had another ring, one extra ring that Kobe didn't win. Well, I get all of that. And then Kobe had Shaq, whatever. Mike had Pippen. Everybody needs somebody else to win. But I think that Kobe was everything, man. Just aside from basketball, just his persona, man. You know what I mean? The way he carried himself on and off the court. Like, when he retired, the way he was with his wife and his kids, I think every married man, every man, like, respected that. You might not have wanted to be like Kobe, but you respect it. And I think there's a different level of respect, you know what I mean, amongst men. And, people might love Mike. They might love the way he played in his shoes. But a lot of people don't really love Mike on that same level, like off the court. And that right there, Kobe on and off the court, I don't think Mike was better than Kobe. I think they're on the same level. Great is great. That's why you always hear me say one of the greatest. I don't think there's one player that say, oh, Wilt was the greatest of all time. Kareem was the greatest. Mike, Kobe, LeBron, one of, because you can't disrespect the history. But that's my take on the whole Kobe.
Yeah, you're gonna always have somebody that does something better. Maybe they got one particular skill set inside it, a subset inside a skill set that they do better. So you're gonna always have that debate. You're gonna have someone that's better. I mean, we can sit up here and say, oh, such and such is the greatest guitar player or the greatest piano player, and then somebody else will come along and say, well, I think so and so is the greatest guitar or the greatest singer. Yeah. Somebody say, I think so and so is greater to sing better than Luther. I mean, it's just there's gonna always be somebody that does something a little better or they resonate better with other people, and that's okay. I mean, we're all fans. We all have our teams and players that we like, and that just is what it is. I mean, we argue and act a fool, but in the end of the day, they all great. They were all great. They did what they did, so what can you do?
Personal preference.
Yeah.
That's why you still stack on Mike.
Because to get to that level and then win championships, and to do what they did, that you got to be a great player. You know.
Well, yeah, well, as far as Kobe's concerned for me, I mean, me as a Laker fan, I hated Mike, but I respected him, and I think that's probably the same, probably how other people feel about Kobe is that they didn't like him, because he probably beat their team. If you weren't a
Killer.
Laker fan, yeah, you know what I'm saying, if you weren't a Laker fan, you don't like Kobe. Typically, you're a Kobe. If you're a Laker fan, you like Kobe, right? If you didn't, I know a lot of people who weren't Bulls fans, but like Jordan. And it was. I mean, he changed the game because he changed the way you wore your clothes. The shoes you wore, the types of shoes you wore.
He brought the baggy shorts in because they were
Yeah,
wearing those little 10 skin tight shorts back in the 80s.
Those John Stockton Malones. I call them the pick and rolls.
Pick and
But
rolls.
it was different. It was different because Kobe, like I said, just like Shave said, Kobe was accepted in LA, and I think it was a combination of two things. Him being a teenager, right? Being and then him being able to he kind of took on the LA, I don't know, swag, right? Because first thing he did when he got there, right? He went down to Venice Beach and played ball.
Okay.
Right? He dunked on a couple fools and he broke his wrist. I think that was the biggest issue, right? Remember, he broke his wrist the first year, right? And everybody was like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing? You are an NBA player now. This is not no pickup game."
Yeah.
But he did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? And he was always about being out in the limelight and like just being around the people. So when he was dating Moesha or excuse me, Brandy at the time, right? He made cameos on Moesha, wearing the Crenshaw jerseys. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he automatically was like, he became LA before he was really even in LA. You know what I'm saying? He shot the air ball in the playoffs against the Jazz. People got on about that. Dude, people in LA were like, it's okay. Don't worry about that shit. We got him next year. We weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs. We weren't even supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? And you still took that shot. A lot of people wouldn't have the courage to even take that shot. You know what I'm saying? He did. And he said, I'll take it again. And what it did, it taught me how to be a winner by losing. And that's the only way you could. And that's what drove Kobe. I think the greatest comparison between Jordan and Kobe are the mentality that they take when they approach the game.
Killer
right?
mentality.
They're both killers.
Yeah.
They are both killers. You know what I mean? It had to be the Kobe mentality, had to be, just MJ, pushing off and hitting the fadeaway. It's still the killer mentality. I'm gonna win this game and you're not gonna stop me. I don't care who you have over you. Right. But that's just who he was. So when everything hit, and I remember, back to what you're saying, T-Mac, is when everybody, I saw the news and it came from TMZ. I didn't believe it because it was TMZ. I was like, TMZ reports so much bullshit. I might even listen to it. I'll wait to ESPN or CNN or somebody else. Somebody.
But Donovan, TMZ, when Michael Jackson broke, TMZ was the first.
I get it.
Yeah.
But that's one time out of,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying, out of X amount of times. But you know what I mean? And I'm not saying they were wrong. I'm just saying I didn't want to believe it.
Right. I got it.
And to me, they weren't credible. So I was waiting for a sports network to come out and be the first one to say it. But I think but the issue that they had was nobody wanted to be the first one to say it. Nobody wanted to be the one to break that story because it wasn't about breaking the story. It was about really making sure that you had the right information.
Got it right. Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? So that was the biggest thing. So when it first came out, it was Kobe. It was Kobe and his family. So automatically we all thinking like, yo, the wife, the daughters, he just had a baby, yada yada yada.
Yeah, what is this?
You know what I mean? So you start thinking that, right? Then it came back to where it was what, 3 people on the plane. Then it came out to 5 people on the plane. Then 7. Then 9.
Then Rick Fox was on the plane.
Yeah, and then Rick Fox was on the plane, and and it was like, yo, so I'm like, how many damn people was on this helicopter? How big was this fucking helicopter, right?
Right.
So
a submarine.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, no wonder the damn thing crashed. They had 100 people on this fucking
right.
But it was just like the story after it broke and just trying to figure it out. I'm getting text messages from people. I'm getting my mom's calling me. I'm getting like people, the people on my softball team hitting me up like, yo, this is crazy. So I'm like, I'm still not believing it, right? Until, like I said, I saw that it came across. I think it was ESPN or it was maybe Bleacher Report. One of them came on, and that's when I was like, shit, this is real. And
CNN was running it. CNN was running it, and I just happened to turn the TV on, and CNN was like, yeah. And I was like, oh well, yeah, this is for real.
Yeah. And even
Yeah,
then,
I hate
it was still
tell y'all this,
unbelievable.
man. But TMZ is live on the spot news these days.
Yeah, ever since
Well,
Michael
I bet they
Jackson, I
are.
believe him.
Yeah. If TMZ said, you can almost bank on it.
Yeah, but I didn't want to believe TMZ. That's what I was saying. I didn't want to believe it. But yeah.
All right. Are you done, Doc? I'm sorry. Let me cut you off.
Go ahead, man.
You good?
Yeah,
Are you
go
done
ahead.
or is you finished?
I'm finished and done.
Not about
I'm finished
cutting
and
off.
done.
Y'all got the LA background. I have no affiliation with LA whatsoever. So, growing up Bullets fan, Chef Malone, Bernard King, those are the guys. So in other words,
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a Bullet too, by the way.
Michael
Sorry,
Jordan later, but he was a
Wizard.
but,
Yeah.
40-year-old Michael Jordan, yeah.
Right.
The basketball formerly known as Michael Jordan was also
right.
It stayed as the Bullets, man. Y'all changed.
But I'll say this: as a man, I'll admit that I shed a few tears. I think it was because of the fact that he also lost his daughter, and he was with his daughter. And I can imagine being at that moment with a helicopter going down, you know, with your daughter next to you, knowing you can't help her, you can't save her, you can't do nothing. Yeah. And that feeling, I think that feeling is what overtook me. And I sat there and I have a couple of tears coming out. I'm looking over, and then I see my daughter walk upstairs. I'm like, all right. You know, I didn't want to show her that I was upset, but, you know, it's that moment. It's just, you know where you are. I was up in this very room. I watched all the stuff you guys did. I saw it on CNN. But it's like you'll remember that moment forever. And it's nobody, Hall of Famers never passed it that suddenly that, you know, some of those circumstances.
This is probably the first time that an athlete, or excuse me, a bigger than famous person has has died from a tragedy, from an accident. You know what I mean? Have it be drug overdose, have it be shot and killed or whatever. You know, I think the last time that LA had actually felt something like this was probably when Tupac was killed. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a difference though, because even when it happened in LA when Tupac died, it was an impact to LA. But like when Kobe died, it was an impact to the whole community, like everywhere. It was all sports. It was all sports. It was everything. You know what I mean? It was business. I mean, everybody has developed the Kobe mentality. Have it be a businessman, have it be a girl soccer player, or hell a biker. Whatever it is, you have to develop this kind of mentality, and that's always what they always called it, was the Kobe mentality. So yeah, it was huge impact, man. And I definitely with you on that, Vegas. I remember, like I said, when it happened, I'm looking at my daughter, I'm looking at my son. I'm like, yo, this is like the hardest thing for me to do, is like to think about this. So every time they kept reporting, like, oh, it was his wife, or his family was on there, or it was just his daughter, or it was just him, or if it was now, it's like, but you said the Rick Fox thing. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It was a giraffe and an elephant and a bull.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
lions and tigers.
But then when you finally get the final story that it was his daughter, and like it was the daughter that that literally was probably the one that most embodied him and his mentality on the basketball court, and to see the things that she was going to be able to do, because I heard she'd already committed to UConn. She wanted to go play for UConn, and even at that young age, even though she couldn't commit, but she said that's where she was going to go to school, and like she had what her dad had, and that's why. That's why
where Maya Moore went.
Did
Maya Moore come out of UConn?
Maya Moore.
Yeah.
So
all of them.
She probably liked Maya Moore.
Any bad WNBA
player? Yeah, they came
out. Went to UConn. Yeah. Damn near.
Hey, so I want to double back on that, Donovan, going back to the Tupac thing.
Right.
Don't forget Nipsey died.
Nipsey, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I wasn't there when Nipsey died, but I know I felt that too, and I know that's the type of thing. It was that type of, it was that type of impact that it had on that. So to lose Nipsey and Kobe, it literally in, less than a year.
Has Nipsey been a year?
Yeah,
less than a year.
It was just a year, like last week, I think it was.
Oh,
yeah. I think it has been a year. Yeah.
Wow.
And Nipsey, the impact Nipsey had
last week.
Huge. Nipsey was. I won't go as far as to say he was on the same level as Pac, but then I won't say that he wasn't on the same level. He was pretty close.
For LA, he was that dude. For LA, he was bigger than life. Like, yeah, he was an outsider, but the dude, this guy grew up in the area. He was part of '60s. He went to Crenshaw. That was that's the life. Like I grew up in Leimert Park. I grew up, off of 41st and Hoover. And you know what I'm saying? I lived there and I moved to Leimert Park. So I know, you know what I'm saying, what was out there. And like you said, to have Nipsey like be the dude from neighborhood, that made it big and came back and was giving back and doing the stuff that he was doing. And I remember having that conversation with somebody who didn't know and didn't even know how big Nipsey was and what he meant for LA. I was like, dude, this is big for us. I said, like, well, you just someone just. I'm like, it's not the same, bro. You don't get it. Like,
we still feeling the impact, man. You go down to LA Live, anywhere downtown, the impact of Nipsey's death is still being felt.
Bro,
people
he was the reason for like a lot of game ceases. You know what I'm saying? Like truces. You know what I'm saying? He had his fingerprint on talking to the cops, and getting their permission and getting some things done over that way. He was able to talk to gang leaders from different sets and different in different gangs. I mean, it was a huge impact. So you lost that. I mean, you lost the ambassador for LA for real. To really create peace. And I think I know that's what he wanted to do. But we digress a little bit. But yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
So Ernest Johnson said, first topic is the Lakers. Ha ha
ha. Duh.
You already know, Ernest.
What about you, J-Mac?
Hey, look, I'm from St. Louis. I live in St. Louis, born and raised.
Laker fan.
Never been a Laker fan. Even when I started really following basketball in the '80s, I was a big Dr. J fan. Still am. And then Michael Jeffrey Jordan came along, so I just went with the Bulls because we never had a basketball team here.
Jeffrey?
Hey, he called us full government, Michael Jeffrey. Huh?
That bitch called him Jeffrey Jordan.
So we never had a basketball team here. And hang on, let me give Salaam this number again, this conference number again.
Hey, Donovan, then Kobe Bean came along and J-Mac switched.
So I am a. I mean, I definitely support all the home teams. I supported the Rams when they were here. When they left, I was like, "Adios, buddy." And I grew up a Steelers fan from the '70s. The matter of fact, this jersey right here, I'm pretty sure y'all know number 32, Franco Harris.
Like
immaculate reception. Yeah.
That was their last Super Bowl. He wore that one in the last Steelers Super Bowl.
Yeah. So big Cardinals fan.
For you.
Huh?
Quick question for you. Who gets credit for the pass on the immaculate reception?
About 3 people, right?
Everybody say that bitch is deflected like 6 times.
I think it hit about 5 cats. But yeah.
Terry Bradshaw take credit. Terry Bradshaw always take credit, but good.
Cardinals fan. I'm a big Cardinals fan and a Blues fan. And I tell you what, around 2000, 99, 2000, it was hot here as sports. Sports was concerned. The Cardinals were hot. The Blues were hot. They had traded for Gretzky. And then we had a stupid coach who ran Gretzky off. And then and the Rams were, of course, the Rams won the Super Bowl. But then they turned it over to Mike Morris. And now here comes somebody's Samsung something. I hope that's Salaam.
If not, fuck it. We'll go ahead.
Somebody. Yeah, that's.
There he is.
Well, welcome.
You got your mic on, brother? Make sure your audio mic is on. He's still connecting.
Messing with the flow, man.
So yeah, that's me as far as my sports in a nutshell. Turn your audio mic on, Salaam. That's my sports in a nutshell. I love basketball. I love football, baseball. I like watching hockey. I'm not gonna get on no ice skates. So
hell no.
Me either.
I played football.
There's like 3 niggas that know how to ice skate, and they all play hockey.
I played football and baseball in high school, and
they know how to fight.
Yeah. Your mic is still turned off, Salaam.
Somebody send him the damn direction.
Turn your mic on, Salaam. Turn your mic on, bro.
You have to take a tutorial next time before you try.
It should be an option for your mic.
That's why I got on 10 minutes early because I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
No, he's that guy.
No, motherfucker. You're a white dude. You always want to be fucking.
That's fair, but go
What
for
that
it.
is. Oh,
Yeah, you know what?
White friends.
That's funny you say that because he was on her first.
Hey, Mac. He was probably on before you. That motherfucker's like, man, you got the leader code? I need the leader code because I'm the first one on.
I was in between mowing the front yard and the backyard, so it was perfect timing.
Okay. Yeah, you mow your own lawn. That's great. That's good. I don't do that either.
Yeah, it should have came right up. It should have asked you immediately, Salaam, if you wanted to turn your audio on, but it should be a setting in there.
Lower left-hand corner.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Lower southpaw.
Oh, man.
There
Yes.
you go.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? This bump.
Right,
DG, I see you out there in Maryland.
Yeah, we're
DG, how far are you from Silver Spring?
about 2 hours. Yeah, about
you
2
were
hours.
I didn't realize
Yeah.
Maryland was that big. You were out there in October.
I'm in Southern Maryland. Yeah, I'm in
You're
Southern Maryland.
okay.
I'm about an hour and a half past Baltimore, south of Baltimore, in Virginia, DC.
I got you. Okay.
Dolomar is waving.
Dolo, where you at?
He ain't on. He's in the group.
Dolo?
Yeah, he's in the group. He's in the group.
What's good, man?
I mean, in the yeah. So let's see.
I got this damn dog looking at my sandwich and shit over here salivating.
Got a question for Will.
No, eat, man. You at the house.
No, I got a dog looking at. I got my dog looking at the damn thing.
Oh.
Yeah, motherfucker look at me like, you gonna eat that dog? You gonna eat that? You don't want that
Did
dude.
it silly.
Man,
He
you
waving. Ernest got a question. He said, "I got a question for Wizards fan. How do you feel about the comment Stackhouse made and wishing he never played alongside Jordan in Washington?" Well, you know what?
His feelings are hurt because everywhere he left, the teams got better. That's why.
Let me say something too. He said he was better than Jordan when he was there, and I looked at the stats. Now we know Jordan was 40 years old, but I looked at the stats, and his stats weren't even better than
Yeah,
Jordan.
right, exactly.
The hell he talking about?
I will say this.
That's
Most of that 55 that Kobe dropped was Stackhouse was on them.
Right.
No, I saw Mike guarding most of the time.
I saw Mike a couple of times, but most of the time, because I watched that whole game. That whole game is online. Stack was on him.
You're right.
Kobe didn't pick him up. I remember you helping Mike up. Hey, come on, old fella. You know what I'm saying? Get back up. Remember that? No? Okay.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It's
Yeah.
me. I don't know.
We ain't heard from Stackhouse in 10 years, so he just wants to be relevant.
I tell you what, though. Mike wouldn't have slapped Stackhouse.
Mike would have
I don't think he slapped anybody in Washington, though. Be
He
honest with
slapped Steve Kerr.
but that was in Chicago, though.
Jerry.
I get what he's saying.
I mean,
Jerry.
after he slapped Kerr, he did have to go talk to the cops because you know Kerr was about to press charges on his ass.
Steve Kerr is
I'm about to press charges.
Hey,
but Cartwright was going to break both his legs, so he didn't say nothing.
That motherfucker's
Cartwright
crazy.
was going to go kung fu on him, and he stopped with him. So
Genesis trying to start some crap. So he asked me, how do I really feel about LeBron? LeBron is a great player, man.
you can't take that away.
And he's learned how to win. And early on, I thought he was a prima donna.
Stop, Mac. Who is the MVP as of right now? The season stops right now. Who is your MVP?
Well, let me finish. Then you can ask that
No.
question.
Who is your MVP?
Luka Doncic.
As far as who I think is the MVP right now, I think Giannis is the MVP right now.
Nope. Nah.
I think the last Laker-Buck game decided the MVP. Yep. That's LeBron.
Okay. I'm just going. I didn't even see that game. Be honest with you, so you could be right. I'm not.
That was a good game.
I'm sure it's ESPN got it because it
was a great weekend. It was a great weekend last I checked. It was a great weekend last I checked because we were able to shut Al's ass up too. So because they beat the Clippers the next game.
Well, it's been so long since we. Hey, look, it's been so long since we had basketball.
My boy Al Rich, what's up?
It seemed like it was last year. Since
fucking feels like it.
but to finish what I'm saying, yeah, LeBron's a great player, man. He's a champion. He learned how to win, and when early on in his career, I thought he was a prima donna, but he getting with Wade actually was to his benefit because he learned how to. because I know they dogged him for being, you know, in that first championship with Dallas Mavericks, and he got real passive. I'm pretty sure they pulled him aside and say, hey man, you can't do that no more. You got to be a dog. You got to
But you
let
heard
it come
about the
out.
Bahamas trip though, right?
Huh?
D Wade had Bron in the Bahamas in summer 2011. He said, I didn't bring you down here just to like
Just to
join like
kick it.
Wade
Yeah.
County. I brought you
Man,
down here to be you.
he got blackmail pictures when he was down there. You know that's what it was. He said, "Nigga, if you don't go out here and bust your ass and play ball, I'm gonna show these pictures to everybody." You know that's what it was. That's exactly what it
You
was.
say he blackmailed him, huh?
Yeah, he blackmailed Shay. He's like, "Hold up, man. What? You want me to take a shot? I'm usually passing, man." Yeah, nah, blackmail.
But while we on that though, I mean, like LeBron got a lot of criticism as if he was the first dude to do that, right? I mean, go back to the '89 Pistons. You know, I don't care what their GM said. I don't care as politically correct as Isaiah is, and that's my guy from the Shy. You know, but I know for a fact that him and AD didn't like one another, and they jettisoned AD ass out. That last game that they played at Boston, when Daly tried to send Rodman in the game, and Rodman had to come right back out, and AD started cussing him out, you know, from the court. Because they end up losing that game on a plane ride back. That's when that deal was made. I mean, Isaiah and Aguirre, they believe, 2 blocks from each other? You know, so no brainer. I mean, and the Pistons took off after that trade was made, but nobody mentions that. I mean, and you know, Lakers had their super team of the 80s. You know, I mean, anytime you got 5 famers on a squad, I mean, that's a hell of a squad. You can bring McAdoo off the bench, and Worthy at one point was coming off the bench behind Silk. I mean, that was a super team.
Yeah, that was but see that to me was all Jerry West, man. That was all Jerry West.
No doubt about it.
Jerry West is still one of the best GMs.
No, check that. He's the best.
The best. You're right. The best GM because everybody forgets he built Golden State too, didn't he?
True that.
Didn't he or did he not build Golden State?
You true.
Right. And he's also helping the Clippers out. So these are all. I mean, he's definitely I mean, the only one that he didn't do well, I think was he in Memphis? I think he was in Memphis for a little bit, right?
Yeah, Memphis was a little bit of a different situation, but he did gift wrap them Marc Gasol. You know, because Marc Gasol was
everybody gave him shit. Everybody gave him shit about the Pau Gasol trade, and they said the Lakers got the best of that trade until they saw Marc actually play.
Baby brother.
Yeah. Both teams benefited.
Yeah, it was a good trade. I mean, looking back, it was a good trade for both teams, but obviously the Lakers benefited the most because they ended up getting championships out of it.
True. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad Marc got his, you know, last year, but you know, but it worked out for them both either way.
Yeah. So I at my age, I have to go to the bathroom a lot. So I'm 51.
Hey man, you better
as long as your heart is healthy enough for sex, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely that.
I gotta go check.
Matter of fact, I joined this.
Just leave the phone right there. We'll observe the background that you got right there while you're going. Don't take the phone with you.
No, I'm good. No. Matter of fact, this is desktop, so it ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
Yeah, we got my workout in this morning. Joined this group of men over 40. We get together every Saturday morning. We were getting together at the gym, but now he's doing it on Facebook for now.
Okay.
And he's doing it for free. But I told him, I said, man, we're gonna try to hook you up when we get back together because you've been giving these classes now for the last 3 weeks for free, and he's doing good. So anybody, everybody.
Those are tax breaks for him, man. Those are tax breaks for him. He'll be all right.
Right.
Could be, but you know.
Nah, I'm messing with you.
Yeah, could be, but he's a good brother, man, and I want him to be encouraged and I told him, I said, you need to put the disclaimer on your page every time you go live.
Sure.
Because somebody fall out, you don't want them to be you won't be responsible for that.
I'm not responsible for y'all old motherfuckers passing the fuck out.
If it hurts, don't do it.
I'm not responsible for y'all dying on live.
Before we switch, I want to come back to the great teams in a bit, but I want to ask y'all this question. Maybe it's a little bit off topic, but maybe it's not considering how many people this guy has interviewed. DJ Vlad, okay? I watch a lot of his interviews because I like a lot of the people that he bring on, right? But I just want to, no offense, Vegas, but I just want to know, is there any black journalist that could have did the same thing that DJ Vlad did? The only name, the first name, well, I won't say the only name, the first name that I was able to come up with was Scoop Jackson. I wanted to open up the floor, see what y'all think.
Scoop.
He used to be the writer for Slam.
Yeah, I know
he is. I know he is.
I know what you're talking about.
Now, I don't know, Salaam. I think Vlad get away with a lot of that stuff simply because not one of us.
Right.
Because I've seen dude do some interviews with some cold criminals, man, asking them questions about, and I'm like.
He interviewed the mob. He interviewed the GDs.
Right.
I'm from Chicago, so I know what the GDs is, right?
Yeah.
I know what the BDs are. So he interviewed them. He interviewed BG Knockout, out here. He interviewed, Bloods. He interviewed Crips, so he's like, I mean, they call him a culture vulture, right? But I forgot the name of the young rapper's name, but he got caught up, right? Because Vlad was asking questions about
Kodak,
a fight that he was
No, it wasn't Kodak. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, right? And then and Vlad asked the next question, like, so yeah, they said you beat up a white dude, and then dude was like, hold up, how'd you know he was white? And Vlad got caught up. He's like, well, yeah, you told me he was white. He said, no, I never said he was white. I forgot the name of the dude's name, but that was his cover got blown to me. And so that made me give him the side eye, and I was wondering, like, because more often than not, we see, folks that come in, they hijack the culture, they become millionaires, and we don't get nothing out of the deal. And I just think like somebody like Scoop Jackson, somebody like Jamel Hill, could have did exactly what DJ Vlad is doing.
Jamel could have.
I think Jamel's been ran off because she's telling too much truth.
Well, she's doing well on her own platform now because they don't want her at ESPN.
I meant mainstream.
He took that corporate money, so he don't qualify no more. He's on the rocket ship that ain't coming back.
Yeah, I meant mainstream though. I meant mainstream.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but Vlad is only mainstream by way of exposure, but not really a culture. You know what I'm saying? So I think that when you look at somebody underground like Scoop Jackson, Jamel come to mind. I'm struggling to find more behind them too who would keep it straight, and still do the same thing and get the same content.
Yeah, that's a thin line, man. I was talking to somebody.
Barbara Walters. Barbara Walters is the only one I know that asks tough questions.
This fool.
No, but
y'all know one that gets away with that shit because it's her.
Y'all know she used to fuck with a nigga, right?
I wasn't gonna say no words, but yeah, I was going to say she has a history of.
He wasn't gonna say it like that.
I wasn't gonna say it like that, but yeah, she.
Leave it to us to speak like that.
Who you know for a fact, Salaam?
No, it's like they aired the excerpt online that said she had an affair.
I remember that. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah,
I can't remember the dude's name.
Yeah.
It was corroborated. I don't remember who, but yeah.
Long
we know
Jones.
Yeah.
We know what's his name, was it Glenn Robinson or somebody else?
Glenn Rice.
Glenn Rice was hitting Sarah Palin.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
Matter of fact, Salaam, you kind of resemble Glenn Rice a little bit.
See a lot.
I can see some Glenn Rice in you, for real.
For real?
Yeah.
Well, okay, we're gonna pause for endorsement. We got a sponsor. This is brought to you by Magic Shave.
Magic Shave gonna have to hook you up.
Yeah. That's the best shave a brother can get.
Well, speaking of shaving, how have you guys been getting your haircuts? Because I done went from waves to an S curl now, and I told my wife yesterday, I said I'm gonna have to order me some clippers because I tried to find some at Walmart. Nothing. I was at the other stores and nothing, man. They done took all the toilet paper. They done took all the hand wipes and everything, and now they're taking the clippers. So I had to order
buy Andrews and get them.
I've been cutting my own hair since junior year in high school, And then, like, I guess halfway point between junior year and now, Father Time, I sat in his chair. You know what I'm saying? And I've been rocking the Kobe, Doc Rivers, Eric Snow joint since then.
Eric Snow.
Well, yeah, I clean my beard up between haircuts.
Speaking of Eric Snow, have y'all seen Eric Snow?
Yeah.
Did y'all see that picture of Eric
He's
Snow?
huge.
What are you about?
Oh yeah, yeah.
He ate two of the old Eric Snows.
400
know.
pounds.
Wheels on wheels.
He had like two Eric Snow balls or something like that because that motherfucker's huge, man. Did you see how big that motherfucker is, man? He is like at least 300 plus.
He looking like what's his name? Used to play with Charles Barkley in Phoenix. What was his name?
Oh, Miller.
Oh yeah, that dude was.
He
was so sloppy, ridiculous. In fact, it was just ridiculous, man. How you gonna be on a basketball court that big?
Right.
You gonna break somebody's leg running into somebody falling?
Escalade.
Rick Mahorn too. Rick Mahorn about 400.
Ooh.
But we expected that.
Rick Mahorn is huge. You know.
Yeah, those women hips when he played.
Well, yeah, I remember when I balled against Mitch Richmond in Calabasas. He, at the time I saw him, he was maybe about 270, but he could shoot the shit out of that ball though.
Yeah, he can spot up. You ain't gotta go. You ain't gotta go far. You ain't gotta go far from three point line. That's the shortest distance down the court. 3-point line, 3-point line.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he was doing. I mean, like, it was a layup. You know, he was shooting around between games. It was yakka.
He said the only thing he dunking is donuts, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, now if he's shooting like that, that dude can't play today. Go sit down.
Yeah, he can. That's the NBA. That was the NBA now. 3 point. It's 3-point shots and layups.
That's it. Mid-range game is gone.
Mid-range game is gone.
And post game gone. Pretty much.
You're right, because we were arguing about that. Salaam and I know, being Bulls fans, we were on the coach's head. Well, he's about to get fired, by the way. He's a clown.
I got a new GM.
His clown was discouraging the players from taking mid-range shots. And he would get on them when they were taking. So that was the whole thing when Zach was struggling at the beginning of the season, and some of the other players, and Zach to finally said, "Man, the hell with you," and Zach just started playing his game. Yeah. But some of the other players, man, he was all up in their heads, and I'm like, this dude is retarded. If I understand the game has changed and they got the analytics, and that's okay if you want to stretch the game and have the perimeter game, but you don't stop guys from shooting at mid range if that's how they score.
Right.
That's stupid to take that away from.
Defense and rebounding is always going to win games, man. As long as you got deep, yes, you got to make shots, but you got to be able to strap up, and that's an effort. And I know it's like the NBA. Look, the NBA doesn't truly get interesting until you obviously have those marquee matchups, but it truly doesn't get interesting into the playoffs because that's when you start seeing the teams that are actually good, right? They start stepping up and playing defense. They start taking charges. They start, They start diving on the floor because 82 games. I've been saying this for a long time. 82 games is entirely too damn long for an NBA season.
It's a marathon. I mean,
it's a marathon, right?
Yeah. Because like college players, they give you maximum efforts. They're only playing 35 games.
Well, exactly. And it's tournament, and it's every game counts. You know what I'm saying? So when we're talking about this max load, or what was this load management shit, right? That's what we're talking about. That's the biggest issue we're having is because why are you load managing somebody? You're playing 82 games because you know that you're gonna need them more at the end. It's gonna be a 100-game season anyway.
Right.
So why would I go ahead and have you play all 82 games plus playoffs plus plus the championship, and then you got to turn around, you got to play summer league, or you're gonna go play on the Olympic team, or you're gonna go do something else. You're gonna go play all these leagues. That's entirely too much basketball. Now, mind you, it's different versus working out and preparing your body for those things. But if you're playing a game, you can only do so much with all those games. I say they should just shorten it to like 60 games. Cut those 20 games out, and then
and preserve guys' careers and then their post-basketball career. Yeah.
No, I'm fighting that.
Well, it's only so many jumps in them knees, man.
I'm fighting.
And I thank God I still got my Achilles. I thank God I still got my ACLs. As much ball as I play, as much blacktop as I play. Yeah, I am 45 almost.
Peep this stuff. How many cats played in Chucks back in the day?
Oh man, I can't even play those things, man.
Ace bandages,
Chucks, Converse, Magic and them was playing in them Big ass
the Converse weapons. Yeah.
Come on, man. And they played how many games? 82?
But see, Magic took breaks though. Them dudes was on vacation when they was out. He was over in Hawaii with Isaiah.
What's Kawhi Leonard doing? Is he on vacation or he load managing?
No, but these guys wasn't playing in no Drew leagues. These guys wasn't playing, summer after summer after summer, this, that, and the other. And with one exception, like the Midsummer Night Classic that Magic had at the Forum. Yeah. And then, outside of that, guys knew how to take breaks. Jordan was playing golf. He said he didn't get back in the gym till 2 weeks before training camp.
But don't think he wasn't playing basketball in the summer though. He wasn't.
Well, they did play some They did play some basketball, Shave, but here's the thing too. Phil Jackson, and I'm sure he did the same thing in L.A. He would find ways to get those guys rest. So there were plenty of games where Jordan played every game, but he didn't play the whole game. He might have played whole game. He might have played 15 minutes. Right, yeah. And especially if the Bulls were up a lot, Jordan was sitting on the bench, and Phil was like, "You ain't getting back in." And then sometimes he would force Phil to let him back in. But I'm sure he did the same thing with Kobe. That's how good smart coaches preserve their players. They'll let them get their minutes.
It was different. It was different. It was different for the Lakers, I think, in the West, though, man. You got to remember the West was still pretty damn good because you still had Sacramento, you still had Portland, you still had you still had the Spurs. You had
from '99 on. The West was loaded.
The West was
actually
loaded.
from '97.
So like when you were in the East, when you were in the East, though, when you were in the East, it was a lot. Yes, you can kind of do some sort of load management. You're still suiting up, you're playing, but if we're playing the Bucks or we're playing the Cavaliers at the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna put you in the first three, but I'm resting you the fourth. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I agree. Oh, by the way, let's see. Lisa says, "What's up, fellas?" And
what up, Lise?
What up, Lise?
Lisa, what's going on?
And then Ernest, he said Erickson averaged 1.4 points a game.
But he played on 2 NBA final squads.
1.4 pound a game.
He had a better career than Sean Respert, and Sean Respert was All-American in Michigan State.
Or Mateen Cleave.
Mm-hmm.
Genesis asked,
like, who would have thought Morris Peterson would have had a better career out of all the Flintstone dudes?
Genesis asked you, Salaam, let me get an ACI. I'm not sure what he's referring to, but
ACL probably.
ACL, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't capitalize the L on that one.
Yeah.
Sometimes acronyms are hard to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah, alphabet soup though. Yeah, alphabet soup.
Yeah, but but that's my thoughts on that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Who had the floor?
You did, sir.
I did. Oh, okay. Well, back to the greatest squad thing. Like, and the Lakers were great. Celtics were great. You know what I'm saying? The Sixers were great for one season. But I just think it's unfair to Jordan and the Bulls that, the Sonics, that they made the finals, they never returned. Utah was choke artists and so forth. I mean, but fact is, Lakers, Magic's first 2 rings came to get the expense of a team that never won yet, right? And then when that team finally broke through versus the Lakers when they went out in free agency and got Moses Malone and let Caldwell Jones go, okay? The year you have a defending champion squad, I don't have my PC in front of me, but that very next season, here's a defending champion squad where all their pieces, their core pieces, they got upset in the first round by New Jersey Nets, okay? Who, if it wasn't for that damn glass dick, Michael Ray Richardson probably would have been their only Hall of Famer. But unfortunately, he got caught up on that candy, right? So with 84, when the Nets upset the Sixers, okay, does that, using that same logic, or not that I would disqualify, but using that same logic, does the Lakers' first 2 championships, go up in smoke by way of competition since the Sixers won once and never returned?
Negative.
Okay.
One word. Negative. All our titles, we earned all of those. Nothing goes up in smoke.
Okay, so Jordan earned all of his, right?
Yeah, he earned them. Yeah, but and just to answer your question, and I don't know if you were referring to this, but I think that he played in a watered down era where the small forwards.
Oh,
in
I
that
love
era,
that argument. I'm
Here we
glad
go.
we're live that argument came up.
He didn't play.
Ready for this, Vegas? Here we go.
I'm shaking my head, man. Go ahead.
Every night he didn't have to play against Kobe, T-Mac. I can go down the line.
Okay.
He didn't have
Magic.
all he had to do
Magic was
was
playing
Joe
against Gus
Dumars.
Williams, bro.
Who?
Magic was playing against Gus Williams in the Western Conference Finals in '80. Gus Williams was 6'2" and looked like he needed a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying?
What about Dennis Johnson, though? Dennis
Johnson was there, yes.
How
But
tall is he?
he's 6'4". But I got one for you. He 205.
Oh, okay.
Now, I got one for you.
What about Isaiah? That's another one.
Hold on, I'm gonna come to him. I'm gonna come to Isaiah. Here's one. You know that oft-repeated highlight? There's a beautiful highlight. Magic at Phoenix at the old Memorial Coliseum. Bounces right hand, go around his back. This is a lefty shove to Byron for the jam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Macy was in that pick. Alvin Adams was in that pick. Where the Hall of Famers at? Where the competition? Go pull up the highlight.
I can ask you the same question when Mike was beating up on Brian Russell.
True. But what I'm saying
You probably
is
see
that
Brian Russell in the league.
He was good, though.
Passes, right?
but what I'm saying is that argument, the same
Byron is an
argument,
LA dude, though, ain't he?
the same argument that's made for Mike can easily be made for Magic. Magic had on average a 6 to 8 inch height advantage every night. He laced them up.
Well, that's why he was a freak of nature.
Whoa.
That's why he's Magic, right?
That's why he's Magic. Exactly, man. Hold on.
He's 6'9".
That's not his fault.
If everybody was 6'9", he wouldn't be Magic.
And it wasn't Mike's fault that he was 6'6" and Dumars was 6'3". The same difference.
And it's not his fault that that Dumars was the best player that he matched.
They were in the East. That's all.
Dumars was the best defensive player.
Hold on. Dumars is in Springfield, right?
Huh?
Ain't Dumars in Springfield?
Yeah.
So.
Was Kyle Macy in Springfield?
I know who he played for.
Is Gus Williams in Springfield?
Oh,
is downtown Freddie Brown in Springfield?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
We can only play who was in front of us.
I give him Hall of Fame, but to your
and I will say, had Magic and Byron not been hurt, y'all would have three-peated. I will say that. That's a fact.
Well, hey,
and Magic and Byron had not been hurt in '89, y'all would have got Detroit.
I mean, you bring up.
You remember this shit like it was yesterday.
Of course.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, Salaam, you bring up a good
That's
point.
called old ass nigga.
Dumars deserved it.
I'm trying to remember it all, and I'm getting a little bit of it. Okay.
Joe Dumars.
You can't remember nothing. You
can't
remember anything you don't know. That's the thing. Vegas. You won't know because your ass wasn't around during them days.
I was born in '81. I was born in '81. I know a little bit.
81, right? And and what they talking about? Your ass was like 7 years old.
Not even in some cases.
Hey, Salaam, is Dumars a true Hall of Famer though?
Okay.
A true Hall of Famer?
Well, is who a true Hall of Famer?
Dumars.
Absolutely. And I'll explain.
Okay.
If Dumars wasn't Dumars, Isaiah couldn't be Isaiah.
Right.
If Dumars is in Cleveland, and Isaiah was still in Detroit, Dumars would not be Hall of Famer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Which Cleveland? Which Cleveland? No.
We give Hall of Fame
with Danny and Elo. Yeah.
Okay, so when you talk about that crew,
and Price,
okay. That's valid.
Not true.
That's valid. But I will say, who was the toughest matchup? They tapped Dumars on the shoulder, said,
because
hey,
you still had Rodman.
So we giving out Hall of Fame.
You made
Ruben Patterson in the Hall of Fame then.
Check it out. You made
Ruben too, though.
Listen. You made slashers one-dimensional because of your front line in the back on the back end. You had Dumars. You had Rodman. You had Lambeer. You know what I'm saying? You had those guys. It was a no layup rule. So yes, I'm shooting jump shots. And if your ass is underneath me and you go underneath me, it's more than likely I'm not gonna make as many jump shots as I would layups, right?
Right.
Because I'm not going to the damn hole because your ass is gonna flip me. I'm not gonna try to dunk on you or anybody. You're gonna flip me, and it's not gonna be a flagrant foul.
True.
Hey, let me cut you off.
And I'm being a wheelchair.
Hey.
I'm being a wheelchair.
Actually, they're gonna call the
I
first
gotta say
foul,
this.
but then they foul you 2 more times.
Right.
It's better watching this on here than reading 189 comments on a Facebook post. I will give you all that.
Man, round of applause.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Round of applause. We spending like 24 hours reading through threads, and we got through this in the past 35 minutes.
I can't do that anymore.
Well,
I'm too old to do that. I can't do that.
Here's something I want to say about that too. And again, I'm a Magic Johnson fan. I can admit that.
I love Magic.
I used to mimic him as far as throwing dimes. I used to mimic him and his moves and stuff. So, but I still wasn't.
That's
a Laker
Showtime,
fan.
baby. That's just Showtime.
But I still was not a Laker fan, and so
Admittedly,
for me, I could say, well, who in the '80s? Who in the hell was the Lakers' competition in the West?
Oh.
You had Portland.
Portland. In the 80s?
In the 80s? Yeah. Didn't what's
They
his name?
played them once. I remember in the first round or second round. But then they play them again until '91.
The West.
Seattle broke through one year, '87.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Denver had a good year, 1 or 2 years. 1 or 2 years, Denver had a good year.
Denver's '85 squad was really good.
Yeah, right.
They got up and down. Yeah. That was the same core that was part of the highest scoring game in history.
Houston,
right.
Houston, Portland.
Houston
once. Houston one time.
No, Houston twice.
Okay.
Twice.
In '81, they were the first team to be below 500 to make the finals. And that was because Moses Malone was like a one-man game. Calvin Murphy and Robert Reed.
He was missing shots on purpose. Just
to get rebound. But Magic, in fairness to the Lakers here, Magic missed 45 games in '81. You remember he had knee surgery.
Yeah.
Right. So like.
Man, do you write this shit down, or you got this literally?
Encyclopedia.
That's what I said earlier. Amazing.
I told you. So Magic missed 45 games. So I give the Lakers a little bit of break.
Motherfucker can't remember his birthday, but I tell you what, he remember who the '89 Lakers played.
Now, in '82, if I remember, I think Magic led the series in rebounds, something like that. It's in the game. look all this up. It's on Basketball Reference.
Hey, I got something.
Google. It's on Google.
Hey, check this out. Before y'all go too further, when y'all were talking about the cutthroat nature of the game in the '80s, I got a picture for y'all. I got a picture for you right now. Check this out.
See, I should have had my tablet with me to be doing all this stuff.
Oh shit, he's sharing pictures in. No, please don't put
your boy. Your boy.
Rambo.
Rambo.
Mikhail had how many I don't give. Mikhail just did not give a crap, did he?
Oh man.
But see, the game before that,
that's different.
The game before that, the Lakers ran them out the gym.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God!
And that's the reason why they did that. That was exactly why they did that right there.
Mm-hmm. And that changed the whole series on a dime, really. And even still, Lakers still had a chance to win that series. Frankly, you can make a case if you look at all those games that the Lakers could have swept Boston. Mm-hmm. And they could have swept them in '87 too, when Boston was on their last leg.
Listen, hey, that was the same thing that happened to the Lakers when they played Boston in the Kobe era, right? When they lost in the first go round, right? In '08, right? Because they out physical the Lakers. They punked the shot at Gasol. They punked the shot on the wall. Everybody, it was who was it? Bynum. They punked everybody.
Well, Bynum didn't play in '08 though.
No, he didn't. That's right. But anyway, but
Powell did get his car pulled.
Oh my God!
By Kendrick.
They took his heart, showed it to him, stepped on it, and then kicked it back at him, and he cried the whole damn time.
Mm-hmm.
it was bad, dude. Like that, I remember that series.
Oh man. I'm sorry, your boy Al getting at you, Shave. He said you might as well put on the Bron jacket now. You don't care about the Lakers anymore.
Hey, Al, you already know what it is, man. Over here trying to sabotage me, baby. You already know what
Al said,
hey, Clipper killer all day.
Al said you don't win gray since you done been quarantined, Don. So
yes, sir. I got to, man. I can't get my Beijing.
Can't get the
Said nobody.
no,
Al
no,
said
it hurt my
nobody.
heart when I saw. It hurt my heart when I saw Grant Hill and the condition he was in. Man, that shit was just criminal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Grant,
like
did you see who was it? Allen.
Ray
Allen with
Allen.
the
Oh
ball
my God.
with the ball challenge. At least I got all my hair. That's all I gotta say. At least I got my shit.
You
Is
know,
that really a challenge? Cash really going with the receiver these
Yes.
days?
Yes,
He
no,
the
got the
receiver's a
craziest
bad
receiver.
haircut line. Yeah.
yeah, no. Ray Allen had a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Hey, LeBron could do
He
that
had a
all night.
peninsula.
Hey, Donovan Jenner said you stopped at Portland. Who else you got for the Lakers competition in the
Let's
West?
see. I said we said Houston, we said Portland, we said the Denver. I think still had
Dallas
a
in
decent
'88.
squad. Dallas was decent. I mean, there weren't any super
Roy
teams.
Tarpley, yeah.
Brad Davis.
So to keep it real, the
And
two super
Aguirre, now hold on, Aguirre in the '80s though was putting up 27 a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a criminal that dude's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
That's
I
criminal.
agree.
I don't
And
even
that's
like.
Mullen is, right?
Yeah, Mullen in there. He got better numbers than Mullen.
Right. And Joe Dumars.
And Joe Dumars too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Aguirre though he should have been there, and Lakers also like Byron Scott to me, the greatest player in NBA history to never make an All-Star berth.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair because there was a time where I think the Lakers sent five star, was it like damn near the whole starting five was Lakers?
Well, Lakers in '98 sent 4, and that hasn't been done since the Sixers did it in '83. But usually Kareem, Magic, and Worthy were always there. They were staples, right?
Didn't Golden State do it though? Didn't they send 4?
They did it. They did it recently, and Detroit did it. Ben Wallace and them did it too. Yeah, but Byron had a strong case to make it in '88. He led the team in scoring, and it was 7 guys in double figures that year.
So Ernest makes a great point. He said the league has always had super teams going all the way back to the '80s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shoot, back in the
Before that,
Celtics was
Boston.
a super team.
Boston.
Yeah.
Boston had super teams.
Yeah,
They
but
had Hall of Famers that wasn't even playing.
yeah,
Right.
but we know the Lakers and the Celtics definitely had super teams in the '80s. So, but he said LeBron's the only one that get killed for the super team.
Our point
Yes,
exactly.
because you know why? Because it wasn't put together by a GM. It was put together by a player.
By
That's
a
the
player.
biggest. That's the biggest issue that everybody has when it comes to LeBron putting teams together. Because he's the one that's gone out to recruit players, as opposed to allowing the general manager, like I said, like a Jerry West,
Do their
like he
job.
would. Like, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, if LeBron was drafted by the Lakers, when coming out of college, he would not be who he is right now, right? Going out and try to recruit players to try to get them and form these teams, because that shit wouldn't happen with the Jerry West there. You know what I'm saying? He's had, I will say this, he's had prior to probably last year, he's had weak-minded, I don't say weak-minded, but
Coaches.
lesser, aggressive coaches and lesser aggressive GMs that weren't willing to tell him no. He could not go into Jerry West's office and tell him, look, man, I want this guy, and if you don't do it, I'm walking. Jerry West was like, all right, well, let me see.
Let's see what we can get for you.
How many first round picks can I get for you?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it would have been it was a different era, and that's the one thing I can say right now, based off of out of every league that we have right now. We're going basketball, baseball, football, hockey, name it. Right now, this is a players ran league right now. GMs and coaches literally have no control over non-X's and O's stuff that is literally on the court type stuff. Everything outside of court, this is all ran by the players.
And on one hand, I do give the players credit for accentuating that power.
And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's definitely needed because, but it's gonna be harder for the NFL to do something like that because,
of course,
like for instance, Kaepernick tried it. Kaepernick has been, they've basically exiled him, and that was basically the message going down to the players. Like, if y'all try to do some shit, you know what I'm saying, we will get y'all kicked out of here.
Exactly.
You never get a job in the NFL again. I don't give a damn how good you are. And look, it's starting to happen for Antonio Brown.
Right.
He tried it. Like he tried to strong arm and try to LeBron some shit, right? But he don't have the same power. And
right.
They are not allowing players to run the league like they are in the NBA.
True.
right now. But so, like I said, that's the biggest difference, because you have like a lot of players are coming back and becoming coaches. A lot of players are coming back and becoming GMs. A lot of players are coming back and being, like, you're not seeing that in NFL as much. Aggressive, you know what I'm saying? And owners, right? So now you start.
Hang on, I'm sorry.
But so I said,
I'm sorry.
But,
Go ahead.
and to your point about NFL players, I mean, a guy whose name pops in my mind is Gene Upshaw. Used to play in the league, but since he's been on the other side of the wall now, there's been many times where he's left a whole lot of provisions on the table that would have benefited the players, and didn't really advocate and galvanize for what they needed. And I thought that was disappointing, because the NFL has the worst bargaining agreement, you know, out of all the major sports.
they have the less amount of guaranteed money per player than any other sport.
Exactly.
And they are literally, they have the shortest shelf life for any other sport.
They sure do. Yep.
And they get less guaranteed money than any other sport.
Yeah, and they take the most risk.
They take the most risk, exactly. So you got high risk, low reward. I mean, not low. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are getting paid, but it's in comparison to the NFL and the NBA and hell, baseball.
Right.
You can sign what a Trout just signed, a 10-year, $400 million contract.
Yeah, was it 340? I think.
High
Something like
three,
that.
mid to high threes, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You would never see that in the NFL. You would never see it.
But
all the stuff you said
is a World Series.
Yeah.
But all the stuff you said, Donovan, is why the NFL will never be ran by the players. Exactly why, for all the things you just mentioned. So,
well, one, you got to remember. So the NFL, it's a good old boy network, right? So you look at the NBA,
Right.
you have guys like Mark Cuban, you have guys like, let's see, who's another? You have the Clippers owner, right? These aren't basketball guys. These aren't guys who have,
They're just progressive guys with a lot of money.
Exactly. These are guys who have made money,
there.
right? So it's a big difference when you go to NFL, where you got these guys who literally have had money passed down to them, generation, and they've had these teams for years. So it is a good old boy network. The only team that didn't have that were the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why. I'm a Raider fan. I like the rebellion. Like Al Davis did those things. He's the only owner who was a coach, who was a GM, who was who was and then an owner. You know what I mean? So you don't see that a lot. So that's why you won't until we get more non-traditional NFL owners, and unfortunately they will not vote them in there.
Right.
There have been guys who have tried, I think the brothers in Vegas have tried to buy NFL teams. They have a lot of money, they have a lot of capital, they have like the opportunity to do it, but they won't allow them in because you know what? They're not NFL pedigree, right? NFL owner pedigree, and that's the biggest thing. So you won't see that a lot until they change that, because you got the owners like the one up in Carolina, right? Who you got Jerry Jones, you got
Snyder,
you got Snyder, you got all
don't even go there. Don't even go there.
If Vegas don't laugh.
McCloskey. I got one for McCloskey. That's us.
Free us of Snyder, please. Somebody.
But you have those type of owners that aren't really trendsetters and aren't really guys who are going to allow the players to speak out and be themselves without it being a big deal. So, I mean, it's going to be tough for the NFL to ever do that until they come together and realize that they can actually push this league, forward, and until they get a collective bargaining agreement to where it's going to benefit them to say, hey, look, if you defer money, I just want a part of ownership. You know what I mean? Like, because that's what Magic did.
Right.
Magic retired. Magic said, you know what I'm gonna do is, y'all can go ahead and keep the salary. Just give me a percentage of ownership. Like a 2% percentage of ownership. In an organization. So now he's looking at investing in himself and investing in the future. But you don't see that a lot of the NFL because again, the shelf life.
To your point about I'm sorry, J Mac. I'm just real quick. Just
go ahead.
To your point about the NFL, Donovan. That type of climate, when you have that type of mindset that permeates throughout the entire entity, makes it easy for Rex Ryan to make the comment that he made about what's his name, the dude who used to play receiver for the Raiders, Amari Cooper. Like he said, like he called him like turd. I've never heard of any like potential free agent in NBA baseball, even NHL for that matter, to be talked about straight up dissed by analysts like that. There's NBA guys that would have called for his head, saying that. But it's always permissible in the NFL because of the type of mindset that permeates throughout the entire thing.
They always talk about the sorority or the fraternity of brotherhood, right? For for NBA players and MLB. You got the unwritten rules of the Major League Baseball, right? And the players always sit together. You got the yeah, you know what I mean. So you have the fraternity of brothers in basketball. But in football, it's literally like there it is a bunch of individuals, and I don't know if it's just a stage of when like all their games are televised and everybody gets to see them and. They are these bigger than life figures as NFL players, and you go to these games and it's hundreds of thousands of fans watching one game, and you are the show, and you become that. You become delusional, i.e., Antonio Brown, the shit that he pulled last year. Where you literally think that you live in a different world, right? And it is just you. It is about you and about getting yours, and you don't look at it to the point to where it's like, what, we need to create a true brotherhood and stick together and protect each other. And I'm saying this is all we got. And I'll say this is that they also are taking a lot of underprivileged youths and turning them into, millionaires.
Right.
Not overnight, because that is the only sport that you literally have to go at least through two years in college, right? It's 2 or 3 years.
I think it's 2 or 3.
But you have 2 or 3 years in college. But yeah, I think it is 3. And so it makes it to where like now they are I don't know, like the lead in a Broadway musical or something, and like this is the show, this is your name in lights, you are the one that we're coming out to see out of 53 men on this roster. We're coming, we want to see the best receiver, we want to see the best quarterback, and truly it does take 53 players to fill that roster to make that team good. When in NBA it's only 12, or 15 or 17, I think it is. But you just don't have it. You just don't have as many players sticking together and coming together. And when you do come together, then the owners want to push it against you, and then they want to try to make these rules up that you can't, if you sit or you do this, for the national anthem, you're gonna get fined, or we're gonna cut you.
You fired them, sons
of
bitches.
You make me threats, but I'm like, that's the First Amendment. That's my First Amendment right. I got the right to protest, and you're telling me I can't do this.
You can't kneel or anything. Yeah.
And the killer part is,
it was the first time that they all tried to come together to do this. They all talked about it, right? They all tried this, and then they said, well, they're gonna start taking our checks, and they're gonna start, fining you. They're gonna start making it harder for you. You're like, oh shit, I don't know if we can do this, guys.
Before we go too far,
there's a lot of people that can't afford to lose that bread.
Hang on, before we go too far in the NFL, there were 2 last questions or comments about the NBA. One was a rebuttal for you, Donovan, concerning LeBron. Jenna says he ain't have a Jerry West as a GM. It was Cleveland, and Raleigh damn sure had to say. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. Sure had a say so. Riley had a say so. Okay.
Yeah, he had a say so, but he was the president. He was president. There was a big difference. He was not like, listen, all right. So he had a say so, but it was a difference because when he went out and recruited LeBron, I would say LeBron went to Raleigh and said he wants to play here, right? But I'm pretty sure he had to win, because if he didn't win, he was gonna get fired.
Yeah.
What's up, Surya?
So that's I think is the difference between LeBron with Riley versus a LeBron with a Jerry West, because LeBron with a Riley, Riley had no NBA championships as a GM, as a guy who put a team together. Now, he had good teams as a coach when he was in New York, when he was in LA. That's different. When you step away and you become a GM, that's a different hat that you got to wear. You're no longer coaching. It's a different animal.
Well, even LA, he kind of inherited that squad because after Paul Westhead got fired.
Right, but he was still the LA coach.
But he was still there.
Slick back hair,
And then Ernest said that the entire Warriors recruited KD, so we know about it. We all slam. I think we all slammed Warriors for that crap.
Hey man, I want to tap in on that the topic of LeBron causing all of these teams to
go ahead, see
teams or what have you. I'll be honest with you. I'm speaking for myself personally, and I speak for a lot of other fans that I know this for a fact is why they hate LeBron. because they're scared. When I saw LeBron team up with D Wade and Bosh, I was like, ooh, shit.
Can't beat him. Can't beat him.
Man, hey,
Can't beat him.
Wasn't a LeBron fan. I couldn't stand LeBron.
Oh, is that Surya?
He does
Yeah.
What's going on, bro?
What up, man?
No, but sorry about that. See, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So I'm saying that I think that was birthed out of fear. So he going to Golden State, that's out of fear. He wasn't LeBron in Oklahoma City.
That's true.
Gonna be Golden State in Oklahoma City.
This is the biggest thing too with LeBron.
Fear, bro. That was birthed out of fear. LeBron, he became a Laker. That's when I realized the magnitude of dude's overall game. I didn't like LeBron. I'm gonna be 100 with you.
Sure, yeah.
But it was out of fear. I was like, man, is he going to go play with D Wade? Bosh? I was over there like, man.
What the hell?
Wow.
That's coming from.
That was one finals we didn't get the chance to see was LA and Miami.
Kobe and LeBron in the finals, period.
Yeah.
That was the one that we wanted. This is when I knew LeBron was a problem, though. I remember Hassan was like, no, LeBron's going to kill it. LeBron's going to kill it. And the only thing I had to stand on was the fact that he didn't have no rings. That was it.
Yeah.
That and his post footwork is something to be desired. And that was it. But as far as anything else goes, I was like, damn, I can't even. If you're going to drag Eric Snow and the rest of whoever that was to the finals, I can't say nothing. I don't care if you're in the East or not.
Yeah.
By the way, Eric Snow's got too much time on here today.
He what?
Eric Snow's got too much time on here today, for real.
Hey, we got to get him in here then. Somebody got to plug.
Well, if we're gonna talk about somebody,
we ain't paying him. We ain't paying him.
Exactly.
We ain't getting no check from him.
Anderson
Not
Bears.
at all.
we're gonna talk about somebody dragging the team. Let's talk about AI dragging the Sixers.
MVP.
Yeah.
AI dragged them. AI dragged the Sixers where he ain't have nobody for real.
It was a perfect setup. They had a team full of defensive players, and they just let AI shoot all the shots.
Yeah, like Kobe said, they thank God that he wasn't 6'5".
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But to be honest with you, if he was 6'5", he would have been 6'5" doing the same thing, just done it.
Yeah.
The problem was Shaq.
It would have been harder to throw length on him, though.
Hey, Brandon, I see you trying to join. Your background is noisy. You might want to put your headset on or.
Oh shit, Brandon!
Here we go.
You ain't got a picture of nothing.
To me, man.
Look, listen, man.
To me,
Brandon,
the thing was Shaq.
Here you go.
Hey, I'm chopping, man.
Hold up, Brandon got gray. Brandon got gray, and he act like he 20-something years talking like he 20 years old. Arguing with
Getting old as a motherfucker. Getting old as a motherfucker.
That's 38.
Blame the wrong.
Where you at, Walmart, dog?
Walmart. There's 2 fucking stores in St. Mary's County, motherfucker. Yes, Walmart.
Well, put your mute your microphone while you're not talking, man, because
I
we
gave
pick
a
up that
plug to
background
Matty
noise.
Shave earlier, so look him up.
Oh, I'm weak.
Yeah, mute your microphone,
we
Brandon, while you're walking around.
Is that what we doing?
Okay.
We repping teams today?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, see over there got it. You got the waist, the Dway joint. You got the home.
Yeah, I already know what it is.
Yeah, we repping.
So with that out the way,
that's all I got.
without that out the way, we can
They got
pivot back to the
Steelers.
NFL.
All right, NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can pivot back to the NFL. I just wanted to get that because I missed those questions earlier. Go ahead.
All right, cool. But yeah, so as far as NFL, you guys want to talk
Go
about
ahead and throw that on real quick.
you want to talk about the draft and how they're talking about going virtual?
Hey.
How that's gonna go? How that's gonna work out? I mean,
WNBA
bro.
going virtual too.
That's gonna be kind of wild.
for me personally, right? This is like gonna be like fantasy, like legit a fantasy draft, right?
Right.
This is basically what it's gonna be like.
All
You're
right.
gonna be at your draft board, but you just got a fucking team behind you, literally looking at all the players on pieces of paper and stickers. You literally about to pop up on your damn board. So you about to find out who
Playing
are
Madden.
the really good GMs and who has a great scouting report or scouting team, right? Because you're gonna go based off of tape. You had nothing but time to watch tape. You had nothing but time to find out as much as you possibly can on these players. So I think guys like Tua, might drop because he hasn't had opportunity to actually perform, and for GMs to get out there and see how he's performing with his hip.
He ain't getting past Miami. Okay.
But like I said, but he was considered the top 3 pick
At one time.
So for him to drop to 7, that's huge.
Yeah.
What does Miami got? What pick does Miami have?
5, I believe. 5. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Hey, Vegas, hold up that Miller Lite can. Give him another sponsor, bro.
I gotta get some more in a minute.
We do not own the rights to the beer.
Hey, I'm in St. Louis, so we do the Budweiser and the Bud and the 40. Now I used to drink 40 ounces back in the day, man. It was crazy, man. And then I used to drink that 40-ounce 8-ball. That was that old English 800. That crap, boy, make you it come right out of you.
Question, though.
Microphone,
I'm bored. All y'all gonna get is Ocean Spray and Martinelli's out of me.
I got a football question though, because I'm really curious to know how Cam, where he's gonna go, because he should get a job.
True.
And how
San Diego, Los Angeles, Chargers.
No, you had it right with San Diego. You had it right.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, it's not San Diego anymore, but yeah. Chargers.
There's only one NFL team in LA, and it's not either one of the teams that are there. The only LA team that is truly recognized in LA are the Raiders. Whenever the Raiders go to those LA stadiums, it will be sold out by Raider fans. It will always be a sea of black.
So we talk about the Chargers. We talk about the Chargers. It's got to be San Diego.
Why did the Chargers move? I mean, once Stan Kroenke made his move and got there before the other guy. What's the other guy's name?
Glad you asked that question.
Why would he just not stay in San Diego?
Well, you got a whole market to yourself.
He had exactly. So the issue he had in San Diego is that they weren't paying for a new stadium. You had a bunch of yuppies. You had a bunch of yuppies up there that was like, "We are not paying for a new stadium. Y'all got an old one. Y'all fine. Y'all ain't made a Super Bowl. Why the hell we gonna pay for it? Right?"
Disrespecting Junior Seau like that.
They're like this. No, look, San Diegoans were like this. You want us to go to a game on a nice Sunday afternoon when we can go to the beach?
Right.
Right? So why the hell would we go watch you guys play and not win, and we can just go to the beach? So when look in places where you have other entertainment, other entertainment options, and you're not a good team, they're not gonna go. So, i.e., Miami. When the fuck has Miami even made the playoffs? Right. Last time Dolphins made the playoffs. But they still have a very good team, or I wouldn't say a very good team, but their franchise is always bringing in players, right? Because people want to go to Miami. It'll be not for the team, but for the beaches,
for the names,
and the area, right? Same thing with LA, right? Same thing's gonna happen in LA. Same thing's gonna happen in San Diego. Probably the same thing's gonna happen in Vegas. Eventually, the same thing's gonna happen in Vegas. But I think because them going there right now, and them being the only professional team, the only other professional team outside of the hockey team right now in Las Vegas is going to be huge. And that market right there is going to be huge. And then on top of that, you're still close to LA. So all those Raider fans and all those Oakland fans and all those, fans in between, far-fetched in between, are gonna come down to Vegas. I promise you that. And right now, they made it so easy, accessible for them to make money. Anybody who's been to Vegas knows you go down on Thursday, say Friday, Saturday, you go home on Sunday, right?
Right.
Now you've just created a whole nother fucking day.
Whole nother day.
Two whole days. Because if they have a Monday night game,
Thursday night football, Monday night football,
you're not going home to Tuesday. So you still gonna come in on Thursday. You're going Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're gonna go for the game on Monday, and you're gonna leave on Tuesday. You just created 5 days of fucking. That's $1 million. That's $1 million, over $1 million a day.
Right.
Now, I heard that San Diego was starting to feel the effects of it. Not San Diego, but the LA Chargers. The owners
have no fans. They have no fans.
They don't have fans. They can't
fill up a damn soccer stadium. They can't fill up a soccer stadium.
Yeah, StubHub Center.
They can't fill up a soccer stadium.
10,000 people.
I got a question about San Diego, though, and then this is my hypothetical. I feel if they would have kept Drew Brees, they would have had a better chance of keeping that team financially solvent down there. I'm not saying they would have got a new stadium.
I don't think it would matter who was. Listen, I don't think it would matter who was on that damn team unless they were winning. It wasn't going to make a difference. Like I said, being from Cali, being from LA, if you're not winning, they not watching.
And keep in mind,
point blank period. It's entirely too many things
Drew
for us to
Brees.
do if you're not doing anything.
Drew Brees is coming off a shoulder injury, so they didn't want to re-sign him. That was the main deal. Well, he actually was considered by Miami, But Miami couldn't sign him. He went to New Orleans. But yeah.
I'm just saying that
and the Bears didn't even make a play for him, so there's that.
I just think I would have rolled for Drew Brees for 15 more than Phillip Rivers. I mean, but that's
but at
the
the
way.
time, they didn't know that.
Hindsight is 20/20 because
Right.
don't get me wrong.
I never trust a quarterback with a double chin, though, ever. I don't care who he is. And Phillip Rivers is that.
What about Roethlisberger? He got like 3 chins.
Who?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, right. He got like 3 chins.
He's still in the bathroom in Georgia. You know I don't feel him.
Hey, he's a Hall of Famer though. Phillip Rivers Hall of Fame. Don't trip.
I'm not a fan of Phillip Rivers. I'm just not, and that's my Raider blood speaking too.
Hey,
he's a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger, but he's going to the Hall though.
He got 12 kids. That's all I know about him.
Wow.
Listen,
what?
he don't know how to pull out a driveway. He can't even pull out a driveway. So how the hell we gonna keep him?
I know.
And he could cuss you out without saying a cuss word.
That's right.
I'm serious.
Did he call me mother effer? He called me mother effer?
Well, kids do got 2 basketball squads, huh?
Did he just call me? Did he say freaking a lot?
Right.
He said freaking like 12 times.
Right.
Dat gum. He hit me with a dat gum.
That gum. He
Right.
Fiddlesticks.
Fiddlesticks. Did he throw in a rubber stick in there too?
Oh, man.
It's not the Rona.
Yeah.
It's not the Rona.
So that to me is the reason why. That's the reason why they left. They left San Diego because they could not get a stadium built.
Yeah.
No one. And it's the same reason why the Raiders left Oakland. If Oakland had provided them with a new stadium, they would not have left. If LA had provided, if LA had provided the Raiders with a new stadium back then, they would not have left. The Raiders have never had a new stadium.
Yeah.
Never had a new stadium.
I agree with
the economic impact on Oakland is going to be terrible.
Okay,
with
I was
them
gonna
and the Warriors gone, oh my God!
I agree.
The economic impact is going to be horrible.
But let me say this: I agree in part. But we just saw Stan Kroenke say, "I'll go to LA and build my own stadium." So why in the hell the Spanos couldn't build his own stadium?
He made a bad move. He gambled on.
Don't want to pay.
It's finding out right now. Nobody's buying tickets.
Yep.
He could have built his own stadium in San Diego. Is what I'm getting at. How come he didn't?
Stayed in that stadium?
The NFL could have helped to pay half of it, just like they did with Stan Kroenke.
Nope.
I also think there was an agenda to keep the Raiders coming back to LA.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it was. It was a block. It was all a block to keep the Raiders from going back to LA because they felt that the Raiders fans were a more unrulier type of fan than they would for the San Diego Chargers, who go around, like they were fucking sipping tea and shit, and they thought they were gonna be better fans. They thought they were gonna bring these
upper pinky
folks in there. Yeah, pinky drinking motherfuckers. They thought they were gonna bring them in, and they'll come to games. We'll get all these sponsors, and it'll be very similar to how you have it on the East Coast, up in Boston. You're gonna have all these white people at the games, and it's gonna be very
aristocrats.
Very kid.
What's wrong with that?
You're an aristocrat.
and Asians and everything. It's a melting pot. You're gonna have all
Raiders should have been in Inglewood.
The Raiders should have been there. That is, listen, and Jerry Jones blocked that shit. Jerry Jones said he didn't want them in there because he knew they were going to be bigger than Dallas.
He knows about that.
Right.
Paper.
Well, I know that the Raiders would be bigger and better in LA, and most NFL fans can tell you that. So what the hell is the NFL doing? Now they got 2 teams in LA nobody really cares about. So,
nobody gonna go see nothing. And guess what? They both gonna move back to somewhere else. Watch.
I don't know where they gonna move back. We don't want them back.
Nebraska.
Y'all can have
Nebraska.
them. The Rams can't even get the basics right. They can't even get their uniforms right now.
Oh man,
Like,
the logos.
You can't.
that logo is horrible, man.
Trading players, cutting Gurley a year after you sign them.
Only thing they could do is bring back Eric Dickerson's curl. That's the only thing that could help them right now.
Yeah.
And the goggles back too.
Curl and the goggles.
Yeah.
And the neck roll. Yo.
Yeah.
But you know what though?
Running back.
That was running back.
That was some classic. That was some classic football. Watching Eric Dickerson run, man. That's
the biggest running back since
on some shitty teams too.
Right.
Boy from what's old boy's name in Tennessee? That's one of the biggest running backs.
Derrick Henry.
George.
George.
Yeah.
No,
Derrick
no, no,
Henry.
no, no.
Derrick
Oh,
Henry.
Derrick Henry, yeah.
Oh, you talking Henry? Eddie George was big too. He wasn't no slouch.
He was big too, but he wasn't Henry big.
Nah, he
No,
wasn't.
Henry's bigger. But I said Henry was going to be good when he came out of
I
college.
said he was too.
Eddie George was a beast.
Eddie George was a beast.
They didn't give him the ball enough initially in the first couple of years he was in the league, but they finally start seeing they give his ass the ball during playoffs, see what he did.
Vrabel was the best thing to happen to Derrick Henry.
Yep.
The best thing.
Because you had a defensive minded coach coming in there saying we're going to run the ball and we're going to play defense. That's old school.
Smash
run the
mouth.
ball, play defense, play action pass. That's how you win games, man. I understand that these teams want to open up and have 6 wide receivers out there, five wide receivers, running backs that can catch, tight ends that can catch, all that other stuff. But if you don't have somebody that blocks, and you can't run the ball, and if you can't move those chains and the clock doesn't wind down, you're not winning any games.
Yeah.
That's the reason why Dallas has one of the most talented teams in the NFL every damn year.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do shit. You know why? Because they don't know how to play fucking football.
Right.
They all about entertainment.
Hey, cut that shit out. Cut that shit out.
I was waiting.
So, hey, he turned his mic on.
Hey, we got a talented team, but we didn't have a leader. We don't have a leader.
Oh my God,
that's the problem.
You got a lot of look. Hey, you got leaders out there fucking.
You said
head coach.
Y'all got Palpatine. That's the problem.
Wearing cutoff shirts and shit out there. I don't hear that shit, man.
What about Dakota?
Out there. But you have no followers.
What about the GM? What about the owner?
Same dude.
Yeah, Jerry Jones is terrible. Yeah, Jerry Jones and Steven is terrible.
Terrible.
I mean, Jerry Jones has been playing GM since Jimmy Johnson left, and that ain't been great. So, and I go in on Dallas fans, but I'll admit they've had some talent. They just got the wrong person running the organization. They got the wrong owner. He won't go sit down somewhere.
Owner, GM, coach.
I got a question for Spears. Hey, Brandon, you think Dakota is going to lead y'all to a ring? You think he's the centerpiece of
Dakota? I don't.
Who's Dakota?
I don't know.
Dakota.
Dak.
I'll be honest with you.
Dak, bitch. That's his name, Dakota.
That's his name.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
Dakota Rain. Dakota Rain. Prescott. Yeah. I don't know. I think he can. I think with Mike McCarthy,
if that motherfucker don't
sky's the
play
limit, really.
in a boys band.
Yeah.
So what?
Backstreet Boys.
You sound like a lead singer in a boys band, Dakota Rain.
Yeah.
or
the only way we get a ring is with Zeke.
I'm over here crying.
Dakota Rain.
I'm sorry.
He sounds like he just got off the Little Rock Reservation. Let's call that brother indigenous because Dakota Rain.
So hang on a second, Spaz. What were you trying to say, Brandon?
Gosh, stupid.
I said the only way we get a ring is behind Zeke. That's about it.
Yep, I will agree with that.
I mean, Dak's not bad. He's not great, but he's gotten better.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gotten better.
You don't put the game. You don't put all 4 quarters on his back.
No.
Right.
You don't put all
that kind of quarterback.
You put the third and a play action pass or a rollout, and you dive and get a first down on his back.
Right.
You let your running back and your defense play ball. That's it.
That's my thing about Dallas. My thing about Dallas is defensively they've underachieved for a couple seasons now.
But it's hard. But listen,
that's what my issue is.
It's hard to play defense. It's hard to play defense when when your offense has the ball, right? It's 12 minutes in the game, right?
Yeah.
And you guys have the lead. You guys still want to fucking pass the ball. So you got the ball. You got the ball with 12 minutes on the clock.
Well run.
And take some time off it and give you some rest, right? Instead, you want to run 3 straight pass plays, and now you went from 12 minutes to 11 minutes and 30 seconds.
And what is that?
Defense, no rest.
Coaching.
That's not run the ball. That's it's
leadership.
Yeah,
that's some Atlanta Falcons shit.
Listen.
Yeah, that is Falcon shit. That is some Falcon shit.
Your coach is not your leader. All right.
Look, what has it been? 3 years now?
Quarterback and your running back are your leaders on the field, right? You can always adjust. You always adjust that shit. If you go in there and you see that when the coach calls a play or the office coordinator calls a play, and you look at and you see the line and you see how your defense is adjusted, you fucking audible to another play, right?
But it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that, though, to me. Because On
They said
offense,
Jason Garrett had him on chains. They had
but
him
Dallas,
handcuffed. He wouldn't let Dak do what he want to do.
Zeke ain't a leader, but he's their best
No, he's
offensive
not.
player, and that to
Dude.
me is a big problem. You doing training camp in Cabo? I've done a lot of things in Cabo. Never of them.
Training camp was not one of them. Yeah.
It wasn't athletic down there. At least that wasn't. So to me, Zeke, he has to be a leader for them to elevate. You know what I'm
It has to
saying?
start at Dak.
But that's what Dak's ready to go at.
Look, at the end of the day, to me, I understand. Look, Dak has to be the leader. Zeke has to be the star, right? And there's a big difference because you can still be the leader and get all the credit for the wins, but the star has to be Zeke. You have to give him the ball.
Produce.
And he has to produce, right?
Yeah.
And then your defense has to make plays.
Did you steal that from
That's
somewhere? That's a great line. That's a good line, Don. I'll give you that.
I don't steal shit, bro. You know I make this shit up as I
saying.
go, man. Now, ask me what I said, and I won't be able to tell you.
Well, this is being recorded. So.
Good. See, I can go back and I can figure.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you though. I think Dallas needs one more receiver. I think they need somebody that's fast and reliable.
Oh, and by the way, thank you for taking Amari off our fucking hands. I told you what the fuck was gonna happen when y'all got him. He said, "Hey, he performs well. He can break a cornerback's ankles, but he don't do it all the time. He is another sometimes type.
You can't
player,
be dependent on him.
He's Devin
You
Booker.
can't depend on his ass.
And,
He's not
hold
gonna
on.
do it.
Let me piggyback off that. Thank you for offering him a contract so the Redskins wouldn't sign him because they tried to, but didn't work out. Thank God.
Hey, Brandon. Janice says that Wentz is greater than Dak, so he want to start some crap with you.
I knew he was going to say that. I knew it.
You know, Skip Bayless on him.
Well, all right, fellas. Well, listen, I'm about to get off though, man.
Okay.
It was great. It was good. I like this. Let's definitely do it again.
This is fun.
Absolutely.
You know, and you know, get other people involved. Let's get a panel in here. We can start, alternating and moving shit around.
Yeah.
I'm definitely down for this. This is definitely cool. Stuff's fun. Interactive. Something else to do. Something else past time right now. Obviously, it's not like anybody's going anywhere right now. So
Right.
Let's just definitely try to do something like this again and keep it going. All right.
Right. And
Everybody stay safe. Y'all stay safe. Appreciate it, Nux. Give y'all
all right,
y'all be easy.
All
All right, man. Take care.
You got it, bro. Peace, man.
And while we got a second, this is brought to you by Miller Lite.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, it's not Corona. I'm gonna say.
hey, you guys look out. This will be opening up a YouTube channel, so this will be up on YouTube.
For sure.
All right now.
Don't tell my mom.